It was good, everybody. This is your boy Steve Biko, and I'm happy to have you back. Today I want to tell you about the symbol of Freemasonry because a lot of people misunderstand the symbol. So I want to get into the symbol, not what is presented to you, because I already addressed the fact that Masonry is just about a parasitic religion. And so what it does is it attaches itself to everything around you, even the word Mason, even because it's calling itself a Freemason, which is not a Mason because it doesn't build anything physically. It just uses the symbols as a representation of what it's doing. You understand what I'm saying? So like, say we talking right now, be like, okay, cool, let's build. You see, that's a terminology of Freemason. That's what a Freemason does. He's supposedly building you up mentally, making you woke, which is the third eye. And I'm going to get into all of this and how all of this plays a part. So, how do we start? Okay, now let's take a look at the symbol. The symbol is told that, oh, it's a compass and a ruler, and these symbols are symbolic to things that they do, which is, the compass is, to make a 360 degrees, and a ruler is to measure and to make things straight and fair. Cool. All of this fly, right? And I'm not saying that the things that is being said in these teachings. I don't care what school you go to, whether it's the Nuwabian, Dr. York people, or the NOYs and the you know the Moorish science temples, and I would say the 5% nation, but there's a reason why I don't include them in this teachings. And later on, as time goes on, you'll see why I've constantly excluded them in the description of everything that's being said. Not now, I could be wrong, and not to say that there isn't the 10% within the 5%, but as far as what Clarence X was trying to do was to separate himself from that and bring it to the street. Now I'm hoping that it was for the purpose of, not trick knowledge and not putting the people into a certain mind state. Unlike, Malachi York, who was out there to infect all mind states and, get you to think a certain way while implying the true meaning of Freemasonry. So, let's take a look at the the symbol. I mean, look close. Now, what do you see? I'm not gonna lead you. I'm not gonna tell you anything. I'm gonna just let you look at it real quick. Now, let's take away the edges. What do you see now? And if you still don't see it, then let me give it to you. It's a vagina, right? Same way like you'll see in, the, let's say the, what do you call them guys? The Rastafaris, right? When they put their hand symbol. The same way they'll tell you, and if you ever took a public speaking course, they'll tell you that it is not um, proper, should I say, to run around, or better yet, when you are making a speech, it is distractive to the people to have your hands flaring all around the place. So what do they tell you to do? They tell you to put your hands together. Now, from this day forward, you'll see this in anybody who makes a public speech. They'll put their hands together, right? You know, the four fingers touching each other and the thumbs extended and touching each other. What you might not have noticed is that's also a vagina symbol, right? So when you look at the top, which is the compass, right? What do you see? If you look close, you'll notice it's a clitoris right at the top. So if anybody knows anything about a vagina and pleasing a woman, what do you hit? You hit the G spot. So the G and the Freemasonic symbol is that the pleasing of a woman, that pleasure spot to make her feel good by what you're saying. So if you're saying that she's a god and this, that, and the third, this is what you're doing. You're pleasing her mind. But what you're also doing, well, what they're also doing is telling her to be promiscuous because it's also, like I said all the time, it's always challenging the Bible. So, these were gay men and lesbian women who joined the initial people who joined Freemasonry, and they worship the woman because the lodge represents the vagina. So if the lodge represents the vagina, that's why it has no windows. There's only one way in, one way out. And when you exit it, it's saying that you were born again. You know what I'm saying? So when you exit the lodge, you are actually supposedly exiting the woman's vagina and you were born, right? So, that's why you never know the inner workings of a vagina because just like, you know, before the time of sonar and all of that stuff where they can look at the baby, you didn't know what was happening inside the woman's vagina. And this is a historical thing because what they're, like I said, what they're doing is rewriting history as it is in your face. But it's challenging the Bible. So a lot of females will gravitate to this, like I said, but for the men is two now that you have two different type of men. The men who benefit from the sexual um openness of the woman where she runs around and be promiscuous and sleeps with many men, and then you have the other side where like I said, they have no care for her, so they don't care if she runs around in this fashion because they're challenging the Bible. But mind you, those same people don't care for her either because there is only a plan. Now, the plan is just like how it is in the Bible, where it says, Lucifer will be set free for 1,000 years, and then after that, it would be put back into forever enslavement. So, when you hear a Mason say, you know, from chaos comes peace, meaning that first you let everything run wild. You set all of these people in a chaotic state, and then you come in and you be the hero. You show why that this was not the way, even though you knew it wasn't the way from the beginning. But to control the people, you must redevelop a whole new style. So the new way, I can't tell you what's going to be after the 1,000 years, but these 1,000 years are for vagina worship.